So you've done most of the demo yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. And also the design work. You had a hand in that, but you hired a designer,
Yes.
which is a nice little touch. Although in this case, the designer was free. It came with the purchase of the cabinets.
Absolutely.
That's a good deal. And it's always good to have a designer because they come up with ideas that you never think of. In your case, you got a good deal because it came with the cabinets.
Yes.
So walk us through the new design.
Okay. The refrigerator is going to remain the same. Everything pretty much is going to be the same.
That's good.
The stove is going to be there right where it was before, and the sink is going to be right where it was before.
Well, that's a savings right there because you have this 220 line for the range. That's going to save. You don't want to have to move that. Plumbing stays, so no rough plumbing work. Beautiful. You're saving a lot of money that way.
All right. There are a couple of small differences. You'll notice that the old cabinet run stopped here. We're going to add another cabinet, take the counter a little bit further. The air conditioning has to stay, so this is just going to be a lower. And then we're going to put a second lower right here, and that's going to create a little bit of a peninsula area.
Oh, that's really going to define this space nicely.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, Zarina, here is the cabinet that you picked out.
It's an ivory color, and it's the one I liked.
All right. Now, you also did something that was pretty smart to save some money. You bought cabinets that were broken down. They came flat and had to be assembled.
Right, but that doesn't take much time to put them together. All the pieces are in the box. You just screw them together.
Right. And you didn't forego any quality because we're not looking at any particle board here. We have got plywood here for the box construction, so that's good.
Right, it's a good, strong cabinet. We have a 30-inch cabinet. On top of that cabinet is going to be a 3.5-inch high crown molding. I want to make sure that that crown molding overlaps the cabinet by about 1/2 inch so we can attach it.
So that gives us, what, 30 plus the 3 inches?
That's 33 inches. Now I checked the ceiling in both directions with my level. I wanted to make sure it was level this way and this way. And it's pretty good.
Okay.
So now if we measure down 33 inches, that establishes the bottom of our cabinet. And run a level line around the room. I measured the stud locations on the wall. I transfer those measurements to the cabinet and pre-drill the cabinet before we install it. We took the door off the cabinet because it's easier to get in there to attach the screw. And we attach the cabinet to the wall. You along the line there? A little bit. And get that one screw in there first. Attach it with some 3-inch screws. Let me just check it real quick to see how it is with a level. All right, you got to shim that out a little bit.
Okay.
A little more. That's good, right there. Okay, good. All right, now normally what I like to do is install all of the upper cabinets first, but we're waiting for a couple of cabinets to be shipped. So the next thing we want to do is make sure we install our bottom cabinets level.
Right.
So we need to establish the high point of the floor. Once we establish the high point of the floor, we have two options. We can either shim the cabinets up to that point, or we can cut the bottom and scribe them to the floor.
Right. I presume shimming is a lot easier than
Yeah,
scribing.
absolutely.
All right,
So-
well, I took the level and I actually went all the way around the floor and determined that the high spot's right there.
Okay.
So if you want to shim, I guess we've got to transfer the height of our cabinets up from this spot. Okay.
there.
Cabinets are 34.5 high.
Measure up 34.5. Now we'll run a level line around the room. Now the first cabinet I want to install is this sink base cabinet right here. Now we want to make sure that it's centered over the window, so we have a center line right here in the wall and we have a reference line on the cabinet also. We've drilled a hole for our sewer line, and the nice thing about this sink base cabinet, it doesn't come with a back, so we don't have to scribe around all the pipes.
All right, well, you can see how low the floor is just over here, so this is going to have to be shimmed up a little bit.
Right, and I've got mine up. I'm right at the line. A little more right, one more, that's it. All right, now before I make that screw real tight, I actually want to put a shim in this space right here. You notice that the piece on the back is kept back on the edge of the cabinet. So we'll fill that gap and then tighten the screw. All right, now that the cabinet is screwed to the wall, we want to check it to see if it's level front to back.
Well, this side's spot on.
All right, let's see how this one is.
How do you look over there?
All right, front's got to go up a little bit, so I'll just put the shims under there. Okay, that's it for that cabinet. To dress up this end, we're going to use this decorative panel and screw it from behind.
All right, Tom, some good progress here. We got all the base cabinets in. We got drawer and door fronts on.
Yep, it's looking good. Now over here we have another issue. We have a blind or dead corner. Now we could access it through this cabinet right here. Remember, we have a stove or a range going right here.
Right.
But I really don't want to make this a storage closet because, number one, we have a sewer drain here and we have a sewer clean out.
A clean out that we have to get access to?
We have to have access to that. So rather than put a hole in the side of this cabinet, what I've done is I've made up this filler right here. It's the shape of a Z.
Yeah.
Now, when I put it up against this cabinet right here, it gets our filler over enough so that we're now at the face of the stove that's going to go here. Put a filler here, puts the stove in the center, right under our hood above here.
Okay, and then what do we get access to this clean out through this little panel here?
Right, because it's going to stop right here.
Nice.
If you have to get to the clean out, you pull the stove out and you've got access to the sewer line.
I love it. Ready to screw it in?
Screw it in.
Oh my goodness.
Not too
Did a
bad,
good
right?
job, really.
Well, that's it for the lower cabinets. We can't do any more with the upper cabinets because they haven't been delivered yet. But that's not going to slow any progress down. We can still get the countertops templated.